Saints Row the Third is the best Saints Row. Let's just put it out there, okay? While Saints Row 4 put the concept of a delusional, money-hungry, egomaniacal criminal becoming president into the public consciousness, and let's face it, the odds of that happening are...
Wait, what?
Oh, okay. Saints Row the Third struck the perfect balance of fun and gameplay that was a series high point. Almost 9 years have passed since the Third's original release now, which seems insane to me. Playing the game to death on the Xbox 360 holds very fond memories for me. From its opening mission where you skydive from an exploding cargo plane to the absolute pinnacle of the HUTP Deckers Die mission, it was an unabashed romp through the town of Steelport with enough weaponry to equip a full-scale coup. Saints Row 4 had superpowers which basically turned it into the crackdown game that everybody wanted, but the Third was grounded enough, if you can call it that, to allow for unparalleled chaos within a tightly defined world. I'm not going to delve too deep into the story here because, well, honestly it's not that deep to begin with. Our original review called it as deep as a coat of paint, which is probably about right. Speaking of coats of paint, however, brings me nicely on to what makes this remaster shine. Graphically, Saints Row the Third was always okay. It was obviously hampered by the ageing tech of the PS3 and the Xbox 360 at the time of release, and was frequently let down by technical issues in the frame rate, weird resolution problems, and slowdown in gameplay which made it quite unwieldy at times. Fortunately, the vast majority of those issues are now smoothed out. For comparison's sake, I recently plugged my PS3 back in and fired up the original disc and was shocked at just how iffy the game looked and played. Frame rates were all over the place, fuzzy looking visuals, shocking loading times, and more to boot. It didn't really feel like the game I fell in love with back in 2011. Within minutes on a PS4 Pro though, I remembered why I grew to adore this game. Raiding a bank vault with some explosives and a helicopter while wearing a huge paper mache version of your head? Priceless. Graphically, the remaster is a step up. If you're coming into this expecting the kinds of levels of detail that the Final Fantasy VII Remake offers, I'm going to tell you now that you'll be disappointed. This is a remaster in the purest sense of the word, taking the original game and cleaning it up to the point where it's how you remember the game being. The game is littered with hundreds of visual upgrades, some slight and others about as subtle as a rocket launcher. First up is the character models. All of the main story characters have been redesigned and it shows. In addition to this, there are improvements to vehicle models, weapon designs, and a ton of visual flair has been thrown in for good measure across the city. There are more NPCs strewn across the world, new lighting effects, and things like volumetric fog really help the city to feel more alive than it ever has done before. One thing that I can immediately hear people asking, however, is does it run at 60 frames a second? And the answer is sadly no. At least not consistently on PS4 or PS4 Pro. The option to unlock the frame rate is there, but it is quite variable, and although it's nice that the option exists, the variance in frame rate is really noticeable at times. This was made immediately apparent when I jumped into the PC version of the original and had it running maxed out at a solid 60. I also ran into a few stutters at points which I'm going to put down to the engine, as even in the early missions it did the exact same thing on both the PS3 and the PC versions. The remastered effects and textures do have a positive impact on the game, however. The improved resolution is the first thing, as it makes everything look much more crisp, without any of the issues with aliasing that plagued the first release. It's a welcome upgrade all round. When you do get stuck into the game, you'll find out just how insane it really does get. Whether it's slapping someone around the face with a baseball bat designed like a sex toy, or calling in a VTOL jet to rain hell down on a bunch of enemies dressed like professional wrestlers, or maybe completing one of the utterly bonkers insurance fraud missions, it truly is a fantastic game. At some point in time there was a fork in the road for GTA and Saints Row. GTA went down the path of realism, while Saints Row held up both middle fingers and jumped aboard the let's just have fun bus, with both feet first, through the windscreen, and then set it on fire. Normally I try and finish up games as much as possible for review. However, having completed Saints Row the Third multiple times in the past, I can honestly say that I'm looking forward to playing through what's left of the game at my own pace. The visual overhaul that it's received is really impressive, and while that elusive locked 60 frames per second looks like it will remain in the realm of the PC Master Race, this is a great pickup for anyone who's got a fondness for the series or has yet to experience the madness for themselves. Saints Row the Third Remastered reminds you of everything that was good about its original release, while simultaneously making it feel fresh and new. If you've yet to play it, or have a passion for the franchise, I can't recommend picking it up quickly enough. Thanks for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, please do drop us a like, leave us a comment, and subscribe to the channel for more stuff coming very soon. Cheers guys, bye bye.